Are you tired of missing important updates from your favorite apps? Imagine getting them all in one place. Stay with us to discover how Engagespot can change your digital life. Meet Anand Sukumaran, the co-founder and chief technology officer of Engagespot. Anand's journey into the tech world began at just 12 years old, and since then, they've developed an incredible talent for coding and building systems. With over a decade of experience and a successful startup under their belt, Anand is determined to solve a huge problem in communication. But how? Stay tuned to find out the amazing solution Anand and the Engagespot team have discovered. In this episode, we're diving into how Engagespot is changing the game for developers everywhere. What makes notifications so tough to manage? And how is Anand making it way easier for everyone? Stick around as we uncover the secrets behind their revolutionary platform. Anand Sukumaran from Engagespot realized that developers spend way too much time on notifications. Instead of building from scratch, Anand created a simple API that handles all types of notifications quickly. By focusing on the real needs of users like easy onboarding and building plugins for popular platforms, Engagespot attracted developers fast. Anand's advice? Talk to users early and understand their problems before coding. A smart strategy that you can apply to grow your own startup. Welcome to the Founder Show, where we dive into the journeys of amazing entrepreneurs. Today, we're thrilled to have Anand Sukumaran, the founder of Engagespot, with us. We're all about sharing inspiring stories to help you grow your own dreams. So let's get started. Hi Anand, this is Vats from the Founders Show. Thanks for joining this podcast, and I'm so glad to have you here with me. How are you doing today?
Yeah, hi Vats. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Anand. Thanks for asking. Let's dive right in. Tell me about your startup. What's the name, the idea behind it, and the big problem you're solving?
So I'm the co-founder and CTO of Engagespot. So at Engagespot, what we are doing is like we are building a notification infrastructure for developers. So usually, when developers are building a product, they spend like at least 6 months of their time, working on notifications, especially in big companies. So what we are solving here is like we are providing a streamlined, single unified API for them so they can implement like push notifications, emails, SMS, WhatsApp, whatever be the channel in like few hours instead of spending months of their effort. So that's what our product is.
That's fascinating, Anand. Notifications are such a critical part of user engagement, and I can see how this saves developers a ton of time and effort. What inspired you to tackle this problem? Was there a specific moment or experience that sparked the idea for Engagespot?
Yeah, previously, before starting Engagespot, I had a software consulting firm called Logidots. So where we worked with other startup founders and enterprise to build their product. So most of the time, whenever we start a new project, this component called the notifications was the thing that was really complex to build and maintain. Especially with high-scale products, we had to build the messaging queue systems, retry mechanisms, and the reliability systems and everything. So it was like really complex and maintain to build these kinds of things. So it was at that time I thought so everything is an API now. For example, if you look at search, there is Algolia for implementing search. You don't have to build your search in-house. So I thought okay, this is the right moment to turn notifications also into an API. So developers don't have to worry about building all the underlying stuff that handles notifications at scale. So we can simply offer a simple API that developers can use to build and deliver notifications at scale.
That's such a smart realization, Anand. It's amazing how your experience at Logidots directly shaped the vision for Engagespot. Turning a recurring pain point into a scalable solution is the hallmark of a great startup. When you first started building Engagespot, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced in those early days?
So we started building Engagespot almost 2 years back. So since this is a developer tool, attracting the developers is the key to success. So when we start like building a new dev tool, most of the developers are like reluctant to try it because most of them are like, would like to go with already established products in the market. So what we did was like, we built some tools and plugins for like low code, platforms like bubble.io and other platforms like Superbase and things like that. So from where we got the initial attention of the developers, so they were, we built something like free plugins for those platforms. So the developers would come and, install those plugins, experience what Engagespot is. So that was one of the challenges that we faced. The next thing was like, the GTM strategy, because since being a dev tool, we cannot just simply go and sell the product to developers because developers want like to be, get sold. So what we did was like we wrote a lot of blogs and content targeting developers, and when they search for similar keywords related to some of their notification problems, our blog articles rank, very well in Google. Then they come to our website to read those articles, and then they came to know that okay, there's a better platform to solve the problem that they are trying to solve manually. So these were the challenges that we faced when I initially started Engagespot.
That's a clever approach, Anand. Building plugins for low-code platforms and leveraging content marketing to organically attract developers is brilliant. It's clear you understood your audience well. Once developers started discovering Engagespot, what was the first major milestone or breakthrough moment that made you feel like, yes, we're onto something big here?
I would say like, since we have like a free plan, so most of the developers would simply sign up but won't use the product because it might be like due to several reasons, like, due to like difficult onboarding process because they don't understand how to get started with the platform. So we kept iterating on the onboarding workflows to make it as easy as possible for the developer to send that first notification and feel their like the aha moments. So after like several talking to several users and experimenting on the onboarding process, we finally came up with something that is pretty easy. So they just need to click one button to experience like how the multi-channel notification infrastructure actually works without writing any lines of code. So at that moment, we felt like most of the signups are, I mean, the users who sign up are starting to send at least one notification. Then we thought like, okay, this is the way to go forward because educating the users to get started with the platform is the key, especially when it comes to a dev tool. We cannot simply let them like wait for a salesperson to come and talk to them and teach them how to use it, but making the platform easier for them to explore and use it themselves.
That's a game changer, Anand. Simplifying the onboarding to let developers experience the value instantly is such a smart move, especially for a dev tool. That aha moment is so critical. Now that you've nailed that, how has Engagespot evolved since then? Have you added new features or expanded into new markets?
No, we are actually, still on our way to reaching the mass audience like the developers. So we currently have like a lot of features that help developers build like complex messaging workflows, like for example, send an email message and wait for like 10 minutes. And if the message has not been seen by the user by that time, then send an SMS message instead. So these kinds of complex, messaging workflows can be built using Engagespot. So this is something that we have introduced recently. And also like we are building plugins and SDKs client libraries for almost all the languages like Node.js, Python, React, Angular, everything. So any developer could simply sign up and start using Engagespot from day one. And also like we are growing organically. Like, we have almost like 2,000 signups. I mean, developers who have signed up to use the platform. So yeah, it's doing pretty well.
That's incredible, Anand. The ability to create such sophisticated messaging workflows must be a huge value add for developers, and having libraries for all major languages makes it so accessible. 1,000 signups organically is no small feat. Congrats on that. With this growth, how do you envision Engagespot's impact on the developer community and the broader tech ecosystem in the next few years?
So our vision is to position Engagespot as a tool that all the developers should think whenever they think about integrating a notification channel. I mean, even if it's just a single channel like email or push notification or SMS. So we want to be the first go-to platform in their mind to start integrating this. So, and once they have integrated Engagespot, then the entire problem is notification for the entire lifetime of their business is solved. And also, we want to envision Engagespot as a platform, like the underlying notification platform, which can trigger notifications from multiple sources. Like for example, their own backend could be one source. For example, when one user interacts with another user, a notification could be triggered and it could be pushed to the infrastructure, and we will take care of the delivery, finding the right channel to reach the user. And also some other source could be like a payment processor. If for some reason the product's payment fails, then we can detect that and send that message to the right user at the right time. And also the metrics from the notification delivery is important for the product and the analytics team. So we are building connectors with all these data warehouse platforms, so they can transport these metrics into Google BigQuery or Redshift and run custom analytics and reporting there. So we are building that the entire the pipeline, the notification pipeline, where anyone could set a notification, how to deliver, and how to get the reports and everything from that platform.
That's a bold and inspiring vision, Anand. Becoming the go-to notification infrastructure for developers and creating a seamless pipeline from triggering to delivery to analytics is a game changer. It's clear you're not just solving a problem, but redefining how notifications are managed. With such an ambitious roadmap, how do you prioritize what to build next while staying aligned with your long-term vision?
Yeah, so we are always in touch with the developers. We are building a community of developers. We are not just focusing on acquiring enterprise customers. We want to build a community of all kinds of developers, even the beginner developers, the architects, the DevOps teams. We are building an active community, and we have over 2,000 developers in our community. We are always interacting with them to find out what are the notification challenges that they face on a daily basis. And then we, have a brainstorming session with our team and prioritize our roadmap. So we have some of the interesting new features coming up, just like I said, two-way notifications that actually helps the user to respond to notifications in their natural language. And we'll have some AI component that will detect the intent or understand the meaning of their reply and take actions based on that. So those kinds of things, a lot of things are planned, and it's really interesting.
That's fantastic, Anand. Building a thriving developer community and staying closely connected to their needs is such a powerful way to shape your roadmap. And two-way notifications with AI-driven intent detection? That sounds like a game changer for user engagement. Before we wrap up, what's one piece of advice you'd give to aspiring founders who are just starting their entrepreneurial journey?
I would say don't waste time building the thing. Just go out and talk to your users. Just show something and understand if you are trying to solve a real problem, and then only write code. So that's one advice that I would give to first-time founders.
That's golden advice, Anand. Focus on the problem, not just the product. Talking to users early is so crucial. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and insights today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. Wishing you and Engagespot continued success.
Thank you, Ekta. Thanks for having me. Yeah, bye.
Thanks, Anand. Take care and all the best with Engagespot. Thanks for listening to The Founder Show. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. Are you a startup founder with a story to share? We'd love to feature you. Just head over to founder.show and sign up. Join our amazing community, and let's inspire more future founders together. Catch you next time.